My friends are degenerates, but I never change them. Liars, cheats, and hypocrites.
Hello, everyone.
What's up, everyone? Wow. Reece, well, I can barely hear your voice. What's wrong? What the fuck's up?
Well, I mean, thing is, there's a certain thing going through the air over here.
Yeah?
It's
Tell me more.
Yeah, the plague has reached us. And not only has it reached us, I think it's reached this very podcast, hasn't it?
Yeah. So what you're wearing? What are you wearing there? Tell us for the.
I'm currently wearing my my Victoria the Contagious State mask.
Yeah.
I'm wearing my face shield because it can get in through the eyes.
Yeah.
That's where it gets you.
You think you're COVID safe, huh? You think you're COVID safe?
I'm trying to be COVID safe.
Bro, like I'm wearing 2 masks right now, and I'm inside my own house just to be that COVID safe. 2 masks. You only got 1 mask on. How can you expect to be COVID safe with only one mask?
I've got another mask here I can put on.
Oh, but where has that mask been? How do you know? I have different masks for every room of my house just to make sure.
I've got another mask as well. I can do 3 masks.
You know, Reece, I actually panic bought every single mask in this state, and now I walk around the city with them, and I hand them out to people I see without masks to be like, you got to protect yourself. Please protect yourself. What have you been doing to be COVID safe?
Oh, we've got all right.
What have we got, Reece?
Hell yeah. Well, I actually bought recently an air purifier.
Dude, that's pretty COVID safe. I got a portable air.
My dad's really got an air purifier.
I got a portable air purifier I carry around with me in my hermetically sealed COVID bubble that I walk around the city with.
And yet all this didn't protect you because breaking news.
I got COVID. Oh man,
he got it. He got the plague.
It was literally.
How was it?
It was literally the worst thing that ever happened to me in my life. You know those 2 years of everyone being told that this is gonna kill you. It's gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
everything.
Did you die?
I died.
Did you
died
die?
of COVID.
Oh shit. Well,
and now
then
I'm come back to life
to carry on the show myself.
I came back to life to get everybody else COVID safe so they can avoid this terrible plague. But yeah, for real, it was actually nothing. Like I was actually completely fine, just like me and every single other person in here in this state.
Well, I mean, you did get your jabs and everything, so that's
bro.
Probably
I've had 10 jabs. That's how COVID safe I am. I'm getting withdrawals when I don't get a jab every second day.
At least they tell me it's a vaccine. I don't know. I bought it in opium den. It's very Moorish.
So I've been browsing the COVID news at work because there's really just not much else to do. Really, what am I going to do? My job?
Oh shit!
Please.
COVID news.
So yeah, do you guys want to hear? So this is a new segment I'd like to call COVID cucks.
Oh shit.
So this is from an article called "COVID Parenting Has Passed the Point of Absurdity." Do you want to hear about
COVID parenting?
Yeah, COVID parenting has passed the point of absurdity. So this is a quote. My kids became fully vaccinated in late December, the same week that Omicron begun spreading rapidly throughout the US. They were so excited to finally weave some normalcy back into their lives, to go to restaurants, to have sleepovers with their friends, to do all the things that me and my husband had previously told them was not worth the risk of infection. What do you make of that, Reece?
Oh, so okay. I mean, I think that's a bit of an overreaction.
They're just like...
I understand, but I mean, come on.
Imagine being locked in with like your mum and dad for 2 years.
Oh God. Yeah, fuck that.
No. Like, I mean, like, of course you don't have to be licking the doorknobs around that city, but I mean, like,
Yeah.
Please. So anyway,
if you're so concerned, wear a mask. You're honestly fine.
Yeah. So
and
anyway,
kids, like,
yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just saying, like, kids, they should not have to worry about.
They don't even
COVID
get sick
at
from
all,
COVID.
Really.
No.
They do not even get sick. In fact, I'll say that for a bit later, but I've got some interesting leaflets here. Because, but yeah. So more of the COVID.
Yeah. So continued. In fact, we had promised them all these things would come back as soon as they were vaccinated. Then, because of Omicron and the fear that we might inadvertently sicken our grandparents, we were supposed to visit over the holidays. We had to go back on our word. They were heartbroken.
Oh my God. This is child abuse.
Yeah. So the kids, like, locked inside for 2 years, got vaccinated, were promised if they got vaccinated that they could go to a goddamn sleepover with their friends, and then parents like, oh, no, new variant. Sorry, guys.
I'm wondering at which point the kids will, like, realize that their parents are actually, terrible, abusive people.
This reminds me.
And be disenchanted by them. Yeah?
Remember that Rick and Morty episode where, Morty adopts that warmongering baby, and he says, like, oh, no, if you go outside, the air will kill you. And so the kid stays locked inside, but then he realizes that the parents were lying, and then he goes and destroys the world.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what these kids...
This is the origin story.
This is the origin story. Rick and Morty predicted the future once again.
Just like they predicted 9/11.
Yeah, Rick and Morty predicted everything.
Trump.
So...
what else? So that is some...
COVID cuckery.
Parenting.
Yeah.
COVID cuckery. Is there any more COVID cucks?
Yeah, so this is from another article. It's called Parents Losing Their Nerve Ahead of Schools Returning. So this is from a quote.
That's the parents in the audience.
This is a quote.
They're all losing their nerve.
Some were also put off by other parents publicly declaring they wouldn't subject their children to 2 nasal swabs a week. Oh, no. You mean that there was parents out there that didn't want their children to be nasally raped twice a week?
I mean, yeah, nasal swabs are a bit like, I could see why people do not want to do them. I haven't done one yet. I've
done 2 since I've moved here. No, it's
what was it like?
It's terrible.
Did you get a nussy-gasm, as they call it?
No, I didn't.
Do you know a nussy-gasm is?
I think I can work it out. I think I got an idea of what it might be.
There's been articles about it, man. But
geez.
Rolling Stones did an article on it. That's how you know it's legit. Rolling Stones is like Boomer Vice.
Yeah.
So yeah, apparently there's people getting off on. Actually, in a group chat I'm in, a degenerate, debauched group chat.
Yeah.
Someone was talking about it, and then I was like, that's actually a real thing, right? And
Yeah.
he's like, what? And I was like, yeah, look, I linked like an article.
Yeah,
And he was like, that's me. And I'm like, wait, you actually unironically get off on that? And he's like, yeah, it feels nice.
So now we know why the testing lines are so long. It's all these degenerates and pervs.
It's all the degenerates. It's all our fans.
Yeah.
It's all our fans.
All our
lining up
fans.
to get their nussy-gasms.
Yeah, not because they care about COVID, obviously. Not because they're COVID safe.
They just need to get that high.
So
the nussy is the prostate of the face.
From the same article, quote, so rat tests are optional, so if my daughter catches COVID at school and brings it home to her grandparents, who are quite old, and then kills them, my child has to carry that on her shoulders her entire life.
I mean, yeah, but they'll get used to it. They'll live with it.
No, like this...
If you kill grandma, you get used to it.
No, do you know what this is saying here? It's like, so if the child catches COVID, brings it home, then the parent is saying, my child will have to wear this on her shoulders her entire life. It's like, no, that's you. You're the one projecting that onto your child.
Well, I mean the thing is, the child would blame themselves. Like
I don't think so.
12-year-old kid.
No, I think that's something that's taught by like parents, because it's a global pandemic, and even like
you know what? I think you're right, actually. I think the child would be initially sad and try and blame themselves.
Yeah.
But
the
as
sensible
a parent,
thing
your
is
responsibility is to say, no, it's not your fault or anything like that. This is like, you did everything right.
Yeah.
That is onto the parents. So yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like this is terrible. How could you? Oh.
Yeah.
It's a lot. Yeah.
I do feel for the children. We're a very pro-children podcast here. We do not like these sorts of parents.
No.
The audience does not approve.
No, ban parents. Parents
it
suck.
Is cringe. Ban parents. Yeah. Ban parents,
Kids rule.
kids.
Ban parents. Cancel
Tony
parents.
Randall, no parents allowed.
Cancel your parents
If
on
you're
Twitter.
a parent, stop listening.
Yeah.
Oh, so is there any other like non-parent examples?
There's a
Or
few
is it
more,
all
but I just want to say, like, I feel like there's like a certain subsect of people that like they just want to be terrified. They want to lock themselves up inside their room because like not
Hang
because
on,
of they're terrified
spooky
of,
music.
not because they're terrified of COVID or because they're terrified of Trump or whatever the new thing is to be terrified about. They're just terrified of themselves. And so like rather
very
than
spooky.
deal with that, they just like would rather. They want everyone else to be as terrified as them. And then when we're not, they get real mad and write these articles. Dude.
Oh, that's very terrifying. That is very terrifying.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I'm
the thing
terrified
is,
of that
though,
lack of
is that
spine.
I've had recently a run-in with a group of people who are very not terrified.
Yeah.
A bold group, a courageous group. And not only that, but they have exposed you, Aaron. They have exposed you.
Have they?
Some of them have gave some very convincing arguments that COVID is actually a hoax.
Oh shit! Really?
It's not a pandemic. It's a plandemic.
Oh shit! Not a scamdemic?
Yeah.
Is it a scamdemic?
No, it could also be a bit of a scamdemic if you want to, depending on I think. Yeah, but yeah, depending on who you talk to, it's a plandemic or scandemic. You know,
so you're telling me that disease that I caught, it didn't happen?
It didn't happen.
It was fake.
You're lying to us. You're lying to us.
All right,
yeah.
tell me more.
Exactly. So I went on the field because you know how last week we're talking about the signs of like how to spot that there are Nazis at your protest and that you've got a fascist protest.
Oh yeah, like literally any protest.
Yeah. So
there's people with signs. People shouting
people with
slogans.
signs. People with the Australian flag. They're secretly Nazis. You know, there's patriots and people different. So I went to a freedom rally.
Hell yeah, dude! I love freedom.
There's a nexus of Nazis, as I found out. They were all talking about stuff like expanding, rights and that government overreach is bad. And they were like,
real Nazi shit.
And other Nazi shit like that, and like how people should have personal choice.
Nazi shit about how freedom is good. That classic Nazi position.
Yeah, a lot of that, and like saying that we should all be like get along with each other and we should have tolerance for each other and things like that classic Nazi stuff.
Shut them down.
And I know we should, but I was walking around with my Australian flag mask.
Oh yeah,
I was the only one wearing a mask, by the way. It's kind of funny, but
dude, I was wearing two masks that day.
But it did protect you, did it?
Shut the fuck up. Maybe if everyone else was also wearing two masks, they would have infected me.
Yeah. Oh shit. That reminds me. My mum actually got COVID as well, and she got quite sick from it.
Yeah.
Like very sick. She was telling me she was considering phoning up the hospital.
She was so sick she considered to phone up the hospital. It passed her mind.
Exactly.
That's how sick she was.
Exactly. But she was like phoning me, saying like, "Oh my god, I was so sick and everything. I was having difficult breathing and like heart palpitations and everything." And like it was going really bad and whatnot. And I just saying that you need to make sure you get your third jab, because if I had my third jab, I would have been fine.
If only she had the third jab.
If only she had the third, she would be fine. Not due to the fact that she is very unhealthy and eats KFC for dinner.
Yeah, it couldn't have been the KFC causing the heart palpitations.
It could have been that. No, it was because he hadn't had the third jab. So
I got a headline here, Reece. This is. Yeah. Just one of 17 people who died of COVID had received their booster. Only one of them had their booster.
Just one. Only one of them. Oh,
you mean like 1 out of 17? 1 out of 17, you say? When I see articles like that, it seems like the journalist who wrote that has secretly given up, but like isn't ready to quit their job yet. They're secret.
Yeah, well, they're not ready to get fired yet because ultimately they're pushing a narrative.
Yeah. Well, when you push it, whatever. Anyway. Go on, Reece. You'll tell me about your new friends.
Yeah, so my new friends. So I went to the Freedom Rally, in order to beat up some Nazis, because I hear that punching Nazis is what we need to do these days. So I went there to punch some Nazis. And I found out they're all actually very lovely people. They're all very friendly. They had lots of really nice like literature and books and stuff that they gave me.
These people can read?
Yeah, they can. I met this There's all sorts of different flags as well. There's like I found the stoner group as well.
Hell yeah.
Apparently,
Stoners against
the Eureka's-
vaccinations.
Yeah, there's stoners against vaccination. It's like the Eureka Stockade flag.
Yeah.
It's like blue with the white cross. It represents freedom and fighting authoritarianism, fighting the man, stick it to the government.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of those flags being flown around. Also, it's a bunch of those flags, but it was green instead of blue. So I asked one of them, I was like, "Hey, what's the green mean?" And he was like, "Oh, it just means fucking weed, mate." It means weed. It's like cool. And like no one gave a shit for wearing a mask. It was primarily like hippie people. Like there's so many hippies there. And like they're all burning incense sticks and smudge sticks in order to, I don't know, purify the air of COVID.
Yeah, I don't leave the
COVID
house
vibes.
without burning 2 smudge sticks.
I don't know. Yeah, just one up each nostril. Like
Yeah.
you can't get me.
Maybe if everyone else is walking around wearing smudge sticks, they wouldn't have infected me.
So they're doing like smudges. There's a One Nation group there. Of course, they had a little pavilion. And they were pretty fun. They were really worried when we came up wearing masks, my dad and I.
Oh, really?
They're like, yeah, they got a bit into it. They stepped back and they're like, "Oh, what's wrong?" And they're like, "Oh, sorry, we just thought you were with Antifa." And so, "What do you mean?" And it's like, "Oh, we had some Antifa guys come down here earlier and start standing around. They're wearing like full gas masks. And we're just like shouting abuse at us and swearing at us and shit. We're just like in our pavilion." And like they are the One Nation party, so they are like, racist. But like, also, there's a big crowd of like pulling hands. But also like, they were like scared stiffless of the Antifa. But I was like, no, it's all right. We're not Antifa. We're white. We're just wearing our masks and stuff, exercising freedom.
Most Antifa are white, in my experience.
Yeah.
Actual people of color, like have actual political beliefs. This is like rich white kids who are...
They're too busy trying to survive in the white man's world.
Yeah.
There's lots of dogs as well. I'm all for like dogs for freedom. I all support that. Sovereign citizens.
Oh, those are great.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay, one thing I learned about sovereign citizens, I had a little business card of theirs, but I unfortunately cut it up for Rolly, so I didn't do research. So no fact checking. But so the thing about sovereign citizens, they hate being called sovereign citizens. Because I was like talking to one, I was interviewing one, I was like, so what is like the whole sovereign citizen thing going on? And they're like, firstly, we are not sovereign citizens. Because if you think about it, that's an oxymoron. How can you be citizen of a state, but also be sovereign, your own state? You can't. Therefore, just call us sovereign people. Okay. So sovereign
isn't
people,
this a name they called themselves?
No, they didn't. Our media sort of labeled them that.
Right.
This is the fun part. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
They all hate being called sovereign citizens.
Okay, so they're sovereign people.
One. Yeah, they're sovereign people.
It's the politically correct way to refer to them to. This is political correctness gone mad.
It's the PC way. Wait, we are a politically correct podcast. We're respecting our sovereign people.
Yeah, our sovereign people of all all sovereignties.
But so I was talking a bit more. Basically, they based their entire argument on the Magna Carta, like going all the way back to King John, who, of course, famously signed the Magna Carta at sword point from all his barons. And it basically says that, landowners and stuff can, claim independence, be their own independent sort of like.
Must be nice to own land.
It basically gave powers to barons and like the feudal lords.
Landlords, fuck them. I hate sovereign people.
It was basically the landlords of their day, and they used it to basically strong arm the king into surrendering power to him. So they use this and they cite this clause in the Magna Carta as the basis for them allowing to declare independence from the state of Australia, which is legally rather dubious on account that this was signed over 1,000 years ago, and since then, that entire dynasty was replaced by the Normans, who invaded and took over their country. So it's not like it's really relevant, because our political system is, if anything, based on the Normans.
So these people hate laws, and then to justify that, they use laws, but just the laws that they like.
That don't apply to our government in any way.
Yeah.
So from over 1,000 years ago. So so that's what they do.
And they're landlords. So fuck them.
Fuck them.
Yeah,
but
fuck
I met some very nice. Fuck all of them. But I met some very nice people. For instance, I was shown the light and the truth.
Oh, really?
By this one individual I met who had a big sandwich board of talking about the rapture. So
Fuck yeah. Oh, when's the rapture, Reece? I gotta write it down in my diary.
It's happening now. We're in the middle of it right now. Yeah, right now.
We didn't get raptured.
I got this. No, the plague is the rapture.
Oh,
COVID
I see.
is the rapture.
Oh, I see.
So you got raptured, but you were rejected from going to heaven.
Oh, damn. Yeah.
But we're currently in the middle of a war against God. Whether you like it or not, we're in the middle of a war against God. Satan is the great imitator, and to the globalists, he is their God. Through one world government and global control of the financial and monetary system, they plan to control every aspect of our lives. This will include a cashless society and digital implantable ID technology and a social credit system, i.e. China. So basically, the idea is exactly China are the enemy here. We don't like China. They're the ones implementing the social credit system. They're the devil. They're the Antichrist. Because the thing is that by having the vaccine and by surviving COVID, you do not get raptured because the act of getting the vaccine is the sign of the devil. You've already marked yourself from not being able to go to heaven by getting the vaccine.
I think that ship had sailed long before the vaccine.
There's evidence. There's evidence for this because in Revelations 13:16, the Antichrist causes all, both great and small, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark on their right arm or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had their mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So basically, you know how you can't go to the shops unless you get the vaccine, or you can't go out, you can't go to festivals.
Yeah, no one enforces that here.
Oh, well, doesn't it sound a bit like that, that little bit, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark? See how they're using finances and to pressure people into getting the vaccine. And then the vaccine saves you from the virus, which sends you to heaven.
Oh,
so that's a problem there.
The virus kills people, and then it sends it to heaven.
That's the rapture, and sends them to heaven. Yeah, so it's good that you die from COVID.
So you're telling me that only people allowed into heaven are 80 plus and over 400 kilos. Those are the only souls worth saving.
Exactly.
Good to know.
See, God speaks of those in power using sorcery to deceive the nations of the world. The word sorcery in English is translated from the Greek word pharmakia.
Oh, dude, that's like pharmacy.
From which we derive words like pharmacy and pharmaceuticals. The Greeks knew this shit.
Dude,
the Greeks knew this.
A guy with a sandwich board told you this.
Are sorcery.
It must be true.
Yeah. This COVID fax is modern sorcery. Says so right here on this thing that was printed out of Office Works. So in Revelations chapters 6, 8, and 9, we read of death from wars, famine, and plagues. And also it would seem from the vaccines. It quotes Revelation 6:2 in here, but I looked at Revelation 6:2 and it didn't mention anything about vaccines. But I presume it's in there.
I got to say, this is our version of famine and plague. Like you know KFC, run out of KFC, that's the famine, and the plague is...
That is exactly the famine.
God is pretty weak sauce. God was a lot more hardcore in the Bible.
I know, he's bringing capitalism to his knees. I mean, the false idol of capitalism.
It seems like capitalism is better than ever, if anything.
85% of the population is predicted to be wiped out, according to this. If they didn't all get the facts, of course.
Yeah, please.
This might surprise you that this is God's plan. This is his
program. Of course it's God's plan.
It goes into the first person here. What comes next is what I like to call Jesus's great reset. Because I have read the last chapters of the book, and I know it is God who wins in the end. See, the guy who wrote this, he read ahead. He read ahead in the Bible.
He's read the unreleased pages.
No. He just went to the end of Revelations where it says God wins. Like he skipped to the last page.
Spoilers.
Which I
haven't got to that part yet, Reece. Holy shit.
I know, I haven't either. But apparently God wins. Spoilers, God wins. So Jesus's great reset. Globalists talk of their new world order, but as Jesus Christ's new world order that is coming. So, however, we need to go through some hard times to get to that glorious ending.
Oh, don't we just?
Don't we just? Some hard times for a glorious ending. Fear not, you are free indeed. That freedom was given to you by the living God, not by earthly rulers, and no man can take that from you. BibleScienceForum.com. Shout out.
Shout out friends of the pod.
Yeah.
We
also, there's some merchandise. He had some merchandise as well. He had some print T-shirts and
oh, you got
also,
some drip. You got some Freedom Rally drip.
I didn't buy any Freedom Rally drip. I'm afraid, but I got a voucher to a free ebook.
Oh, damn!
The Great Controversy. It's a powerful and life-changing book.
Is that what he said about his own book? Powerful and life-changing. What it says is,
you need to read it carefully, and then the carefully is crossed out, and it says prayerfully next to it.
Oh, I see what he did there.
Very clever.
He's a master of words.
And I'll tell you what, if this video gets 10,000 likes, I'll read the book.
Dude, can we have him on as a guest? Can we get this guy on the pod?
I didn't get his details, unfortunately.
We got his website. I'm sure we could work it out.
Yeah, we'll work it out. But if it gets 10,000 likes, I'll read this book. It's like a New York Times bestseller. Maybe. Oh no, it's a Now's Time bestseller.
The Now's Times? Holy shit.
Yeah,
this guy is a bestseller on the Now's Times.
Another thing I noticed, there's like political wise, there was like a lot of hate for Scummo and Albasnorzi, as they called him.
Yeah, they both suck, don't they?
And yeah, so they both hate them both. So they said, I've got this ad here. It's a club and you ain't in it. Changes here, just choose it. And it's for the Australian Federation Party. No idea what their policies are. I think no fact checking, but yeah. So there was actually a lot of like hate for both sides, which was quite refreshing. It's not all just like
united by hate.
You can even call that here. Yeah. So, and they're all like very lovely people. They weren't that insane at all.
Even the racists were lovely.
Yeah, yeah. They're very mild-mannered family, not family first, One Nation people.
Yeah, what about family first? What do family first think about? They'll probably be pro-vaccines, right? They strike me as these sorts of like terrified conservative types.
They are. They're very.
They probably had 10 jabs already.
Proper old school right wing. Right wing, they're very like authoritarian, right? And like they weren't really be well there because there's a lot of like pride flags. There's like pride Eureka flags I saw, which is kind of cool. A lot of Aboriginal flags, a lot of Aboriginal elders there speaking. Yeah. Because why would they be skeptical of white medicine at all?
I mean, after everything we've done for them.
Yeah. It's quite interesting. The best I found is this little like brochure here, which is a classic Wojak. And he's wearing a mask. He's got a mohawk of like needles and stuff. And he's like, I hope my government will let me go outside today. Yeah, that
Wojak is only wearing one mask. It is not COVID safe. Yeah. What message are we trying to send to kids?
Well, yeah, the whole article was like, because it was like what got me was a Wojak meme.
Yeah.
But also there's like this Bill Gates thing. There's this whole like Bill Gates Windows 666 mod RNA OS free updates for life, and it's a lot. And then, so I got this
pretty vaporwave to be honest. This is a very vaporwave rapture.
This is like the most vaporwavy because like this pamphlet also is like a huge legal document. And that's the thing that struck me. I was reading through it, and it's so boring as well because it's basically like this pseudo legal thing, like a legal contract. It's like, what can you do in order to like stop against being forced? And they propose this idea of a exemption notice counteroffer, where you can legally like sign in these pre-made forms that they have and send it to your local representative saying you do not consent to these mandates. At all.
You got him there. You gotta send a letter to your member of parliament?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, you don't consent. And then not only that, and you say that you're giving them a formal legal warning.
Right.
And then you send them, this is the key bit.
Yeah.
This is the key bit. You send them a second page, a second warning.
Yeah.
1 month after the first.
Yeah.
And they provided that page as well. And it's saying that you do not consent and you withdraw their representation, their honor of representing you.
Oh
They are
no,
longer
not the
your
honor.
representative.
What are politicians going to do
They
without
do not
honor?
They do not represent you. And then legally,
Mm-hmm.
according to the documents, because you gave them this fair warning,
Yeah.
you can civilly disobey their laws and their mandates because you gave them the warning. You gave them 2 weeks notice. It's like
So you can go to you can dine in at McDonald's without a vax certificate. Is that what it says? So all I have to do is
that's what it's saying.
send
They
2
just
letters
show
to
them-
my MP.
They just show them this Wojak.
Yeah.
You show them the Wojak, and they know that you are not to be treaded on.
Oh, sorry,
And
sir.
those
I have an
McDonald's
exemption.
employees Will not. Yeah, you have an exemption because you.
So this
you
is a
basically
Wojak.
Fired your local member of parliament.
Yeah.
So that's what you do. That's the key here, and it was very enlightening. It was a great little freedom rally. I feel a lot more free. I feel a lot more safe. I'm getting my booster shot soon, but solely because I choose to. Solely because I choose to. It's my choice. It's like I was wearing my mask.
Ladies and gentlemen,
rally.
it's his choice.
Hang on. No, hang on. So I was wearing my mask with the freedom rally. And only hey.
Go on, Reece.
Hey, no. So I was wearing. I was only started on by 2 people at the freedom rally. The first was like this couple of like meth heads. They were just like, we're walking by, and they were just like, "Oh, that's not fucking necessary, is it? You're fucking ruining it for us." I stopped and I turned, I was like, "Excuse me. Well, do you mind elaborating on that?" And he was like, "Oh, you don't fucking." And his like girlfriend, his like methed out girlfriend, was there. I was like, "Oh, don't fucking start, David. Don't fucking start." He's like, "No. You come on down here with your fucking mask to spread misinformation." And I was like, "No, I agree with you guys. I'm on your side. Look, I'm collecting all the pamphlets. I'm a sovereign person, and I'm just choosing to wear my mask. It's my free will. It's my decision to wear a mask. This is your decision not to." And I fully support your decision not to. And it's like, fucking really? I was like, yeah.
You broke his brain.
And it's like, fuck. Fucking. And then the girl with it was just like, fucking, let's go, fucking David.
Let's go do more meth. I need. It's been 5 seconds since my last hit of meth, and I'm freaking out, man.
So that was kind of like cool. So it was still a little pissy, but like I talked him down sort of thing. I just explained. But yeah, there is a bit of a hypocrisy. Some people don't realize like part of freedom to not wear a mask is freedom to wear a mask if you want to. Like I quite like wearing my mask for a variety of reasons that are not related to the plague at all. But like, yeah, and this other group of like dudes like started like heckling us from like a table. They were like fucking biker types. I didn't really want to start discussing with them. So I just like, no, it's just to hide from the pigs, mate. Because there's fucking cops everywhere. Yeah. And they're like, oh, yeah, true. Fucking respect, respect.
You got him with that one. Yeah, right.
Got out of that one.
Charisma leveled up. You picked the correct option in an RPG, Reece.
Yeah, I did. Because I was not going to start like interviewing that. Like 2 strung out meth heads I can talk to. Yeah. Not a bunch of like 10 like fucking bikers / there's some like trust fund kids, sort of like jockey types there, the type you go to UWA and study law. They just join a motorcycle gang as a way to rebel against their parents. That sort. Yeah. But they're still like, I don't want to deal with them. So I was just like, no, it's just for the pigs. And they're like, okay, fair. So yeah, it was all right. It was all very peaceful. Everyone's walking around with huge boom boxes playing like Bon Jovi. So
oh fuck yeah. Living on a prayer.
Yeah, that's like living on a prayer. All right, do we have any you had a bit of a busy weekend, didn't you?
Breaking news. That story will have to wait. Breaking news. No laughing matter. Why it's time to cancel Facebook's ha-ha reaction. Facebook's ha-ha reaction was developed to enable users to express laughter, but it has turned into the emoji of ridicule and scorn. This is an article that was unironically posted in the Daily Dot. So,
oh shit!
Do you want to have a read through this? Why Facebook should ban the ha-ha react?
Yeah. I'm curious. I need to know this.
Yeah. So first of all, so this is apparently like a trend. Like, how when you see like either these news articles are just copying each other because they have absolutely no integrity, which might be the case, or just like there's a wave now, a wave of journalists that want to shut down the haha reactors on Facebook, and that this is a new psyop to try and get like manufacture some consent for it.
Shit! This is bigger than removing the dislike button.
You can
This is bigger than removing the dislike button.
You can
I
take my
reckon.
freedoms, you can jab me, you can force me to wear a muzzle, but don't you touch my haha react. This is
no.
This is the
we
bridge
leave the
too
fucking
far.
haha Rio. So why are they against haha?
Let me read from the start.
Why are they poo-pooing the haha?
The haha emoji is poisoning Facebook. Created 11 years ago to express
How?
laughter, the emoji, officially dubbed grinning squinty face, has become the emoji of ridicule. Every
I love
time
me a bit of grinning,
I
squinting
see
face.
that little ball of yellow derision sitting at the bottom of news stories and posts, cackling at the pandemic, climate change, and inequality, anything, anywhere,
Oh shit!
where someone is trying to make the world
More
a better
like-
place, my faith
More
in
like
humanity.
haha-demic.
Yeah.
More like smiling, squinty face demic.
Yeah. Like, bro.
So it's
Bro.
basically part in order to silence disinformation is the line. It's being used sarcastically.
I could control F, but I just want to say, bro, like, I mean, just turn off your computer. Go outside. Touch some grass.
Touch some grass.
It's
Yeah,
it's
touch the
fucking
grass.
Facebook. You know?
Yeah, that's.
I'm sorry that
taking it
people
way too seriously.
find you think
But
like this
okay,
guy's
their
just pissed
concern
off
is
at
that-
this guy's just pissed off at people reacting his articles because they're actually preposterous.
No, it's quite possible. Yeah. Okay. Here's what the audience thinks of that. Yeah,
This is for you, Daily Dot. Truly.
that's you, Daily Dot. Yeah, we're spamming the laugh button on our kind of shitty soundboards.
My experience of social media is now like being followed everywhere by Nelson Muntz from The Simpsons. Like every earnest view I hold is a source of belittlement for the world. Like, bro, I mean, look inward. If you're telling me that
my
every
God.
earnest view that you hold is a source of belittlement from the world, that's the world trying to tell you
Yeah,
something.
maybe it's your views.
Yeah, maybe your views are hilarious.
So that's actually him saying that's his speech.
This is
Okay.
him speaking, yeah.
See, I would have bought the argument of like we should remove it because it's being used to like spread disinformation by sarcastically protesting
Yeah.
vaccine articles and stuff.
Someone doesn't like your
I
article,
would've
bro. Get
bought
over
that.
it.
Yeah, but he's talking about it personally, and he's just got
Yeah.
his feelings hurt. He's
Yeah.
a snowflake.
Yeah,
He is a
bro.
snowflake. Like, if you were making an argument for installing a fascist regime, silencing disinformation, okay, fair, do that.
Yeah.
But like, you can make that argument. I'll disagree with you and probably
At least have some
fight
balls
you.
about it.
But I wouldn't. Yeah, but have some balls about it. Don't just be like, oh, boo-hoo, they're making fun of
They're
me.
making
That's a
fun of
bad
my
reason.
articles on Facebook.
That's a bad reason to install an authoritarian regime.
Mom,
you
Mom,
know?
another one. They sent me another haha. They keep doing it, Mom.
Yeah, that's a bad reason for introducing authoritarianism, I must say.
Oh,
Like,
in a way, it has
no.
become the emoji of the movement of Brexit, Donald Trump, and anti-vaxxers. All three.
Mm.
All three of those people that
Okay.
agree with each other on everything.
Of course, because we are all just homogenous groups of left wing and right wing, and the right wing is always wrong, and the left wing is always compassionate.
Everyone who disagrees with me on anything is wrong about everything.
And right wing fascist.
Yeah, or
Don't
left
forget
wing,
that.
or left wing.
I bet
hippies.
the
Left-wing
same people
hippies.
who use the ha react are the same people who fly Australian flags. I mean,
Dude.
if that's
I bet
Yeah,
at least.
I
I bet
reckon.
at least some of those people voted for Donald Trump.
I bet some of them did.
I bet some
think,
of them did.
honestly, I'm coming round to it. I'm coming round to his argument. He's winning me back with the fascism. All right, so
Yeah, we were not on board until fascism. Well, I can get behind this.
Now we're getting behind it. I may not stand beside you, but I will respect you.
Yeah, so
Alright, so
now
what
he's
else did he
he's giving
say?
us a history lesson on the origins of the yellow face. I don't give a shit. The Irish Times columnist called Tears of Joy the most beastly than any other emoji, and the sobbing cretin with far-right bullies with those with
Oh my God.
those with no imagination.
And you know the Irish are basically people of color. You know, they're the white people of color.
They're oppressed.
So they're a oppressed group.
Yeah.
So like if they're the ones getting victimized by this, obviously it's Trump.
What I find stunning is that this is not just this guy. This is a whole class of the article writing elite who are sick and tired of the ha react.
You think it might be coordinated by like a particular media mogul or something?
Here's a funny
That's
post here. So as a description is more than 30 dead in Channel tragedy. A major rescue operation is underway in the Channel after more than 13 people, yada, yada, yada. 361 ha reacts. Come on, man. You got to give it to them. They know some comedic timing. That's something that I would never have thought would be funny until you point it out. And you're like, actually, that is actually quite funny. Now you mention it. You can either laugh or
I've
cry.
got an article as well.
You do?
I've got an article as well. See if you can spot. Hang on.
Breaking news.
See if you can spot what's wrong. Breaking news. So Guardian News says, see if you can spot what's like a bit, makes you think about this headline. As the Arctic warms 4 times faster than the global average, can the Sami people, Sami, I should say, people, Europe's only indigenous population,
Wait, what?
maintain their way of life?
Europe's only indigenous population.
Europe's only indigenous population.
Okay.
Are the
So where
the
did all
Sami
those white people come from?
Yeah.
Where are they from? They come from the moon?
I know, yes. So it was quite fun because the comments were a lot of people just pointing out, just like, what the fuck, aren't Europeans native to Europe?
Yeah,
and then
what?
they like clarified by saying that, oh no, we just mean that, you know, they're the only people living like an indigenous way of life, like a pre-industrial sort of like society in Europe. So they redefined.
There's plenty of people living
indigenous.
pre-industrial life in East Ukraine right now. I think you'll find.
Yeah, well, they basically they redefine indigenous to no longer mean native to the area, but to mean
Poor people.
pre-industrial, which I find that a little bit offensive. But I'm not indigenous here, so what do I know? But so yeah, and the comment section was just like a dumpster fire of people like defending.
I love
it.
the comment section.
And, yeah, so
nothing but big-brained, curvy brain people in the comment section.
So Backstabber, because this was on YouTube actually, this is like a YouTube link. Backstabber said, to all the drama queens, it just means communities are living a traditional way of life and keeping to themselves. Stop being snowflakes.
Okay.
And then
well, fair.
Steve
I mean, like,
Todd
to be
said-
fair, if you're bent out of shape about this, once again, it's time to go outside.
yeah, but like Keith Todd said, should have said that then. It gets spicy. It gets pretty spicy. Neon Trejo said, like, look up indigenous in a dictionary. And then
The dictionary guys here.
defending himself. Yeah, he's the famous bastard said, I already know the dictionary definitions, smiley face. I also know that language is a fluid thing, and if you manage to communicate what you're trying
Both
to
these guys are
communicate,
here. We got the
then you're-
dictionary guy and the languages fluid guy. Holy shit.
And
I'm about to overdose from swag here, Reece.
yeah, he's just like goes on about like how indigenous means that is people who are living a primitive or like traditional way of life. And what's so hard to understand about that? Which also means that the Amish are indigenous to North America. And
What about,
Native Americans are not indigenous.
What about all these Aboriginal businessmen and Aboriginal, like, I don't know,
Yeah,
anyone?
they're not indigenous.
No, they're not indigenous. Sorry. Definitions changed.
No. Yeah, the definition has changed now. They're not indigenous Australians anymore. They can be sovereign citizens. They can
Sovereign
be sovereign
people
if they want to. Sovereign people, yeah.
What's
sorry,
your
my
language,
bad, my
Reece?
bad. Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Check your
I'm very
privilege.
very sorry.
Check your
I know.
citizen
They can be
privilege.
sovereign people, but they are not indigenous people, unfortunately, because they are, they're not
A man on YouTube
pre-industrial. They're
told
not
me.
like the Sami people.
No.
Yeah, and the Amish are indigenous.
Yep.
The Swiss are. Another thing that they say is that
Hippies that live in
like,
vans,
maintain-
they're indigenous.
Yeah, and they also need to maintain neutrality to the outside world and maintain like passiveness to the outside world. So the Swiss are indigenous.
Oh, yes, yes.
And Japan before Japan before the what's it called again? World War II.
Well, I do think you'll find that Japanese people are indeed indigenous to Japan.
Yeah, they are indeed. Well, that's what I'm saying. You know, the definition works.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Indigenous affairs update. And most people we thought were Indigenous are no longer Indigenous.
Sorry to say.
Sorry
yeah,
to say,
for all our Indigenous listeners, I'm
sorry,
sorry.
but
I
if
don't
you're
make the
listening to this-
news. I just report the news.
Yeah, I'm just reporting it. In breaking news, you're no longer Indigenous because you're listening to a podcast.
Yeah.
And that doesn't sound very insular and primitive of you.
No.
So yeah, I mean, global warming bad and everything, but like that article is just like, it makes me honestly think it's a psyop. Like they make an article that has such a bad point in it.
Yeah,
that it
it's
totally
all a psyop.
loses the meaning of the article.
Everything's a psyop. Everything's been a
the
psyop
left is-
since.
we don't have an organized left.
We don't have an organized anything. There's no organized left. There's no organized right. What is the organized right, Reece? It's like a bunch of
like the institutions, the people who are in power right now. Like we live in a right-wing society, whether we like it or not. We're closer to the right than we have been in the left, like we've always been.
It depends on what
Like
you.
a
No,
true-
I think that because both left and right represent human interests of some sort, whereas the left is meant to represent the interests of the working class, right, and the right is meant to represent the interests of the aristocracy. However, capitalism is actually like inhuman, because it doesn't represent
capitalism is
anyone's
inhuman.
interests.
We like that.
It doesn't represent anyone's interests. So you'll see, the aristocracy, ever since
No.
capitalism has developed, they try to fight against it because capitalism takes power away from the aristocracy. What it gives
You know
power
what capitalism?
to? It gives power to itself.
No. Capitalism. I think you haven't heard of it. I've got this thing I read about. It's called trickle-down economics, you see.
Wait, what? You're telling me?
me? Yeah. I was amazed as well, but capitalism is actually good for all. You know, it doesn't benefit anyone, but it benefits everyone. You see, because it adds like a structure to society where we can all buy goods and resources.
Oh,
and
I love
monetize
goods. I
ourselves
love
and put a
buying
value
things,
on
Reece.
Put an objective value on things, and then we can buy things. And why would people make stuff if we couldn't sell it? Like, why would anyone make food if they were going to sell it? Like to eat it, please.
Hey, Reece,
Like-
this brings. I think it's time for a word from our sponsors.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Should I hit the buy music?
I think you should hit the sponsor music.
Here we are.
This week's episode of the Degenerate Show podcast is brought to you by Jobs. Everyone wants to work these days.
Do we?
Jobs allow you to exchange your time and labor for money. Most of that
Oh, yeah.
value will be reinvested so your boss can create more jobs. So,
Everyone benefits.
so in that way, it's like a pyramid scheme. And you know how much we love pyramid schemes here at the Degenerate Show podcast.
It's a pyramid scheme, but it doesn't get deeper; it gets wider.
Yeah.
You know, that's the good thing. That's what separates it from other pyramid schemes. Most pyramid schemes get deeper, but no, this just gets wider.
I think you'll
The
find
top
that
stays at
job,
the same number.
Jobs is the most popular pyramid scheme of all time.
Exactly. And with a wider base, you have a more stable base.
It is very true. So
That's just physics.
getting a job is easy. All you need to do is find 5 years to get your first job. All you need to do is find 5 years experience in that job. Now, once you got that out of the way,
Only 5?
you can create an account on one of many job listing sites where all these different jobs will be offered to you. Then, to apply to those jobs, you'll have to
Oh,
make
yeah.
a different account on the site of the person who posted that job individually. But don't worry, you'll get very good at this because you'll
That
have to do
sounds
this every
efficient.
time. Next step,
Sounds very efficient.
write a resume. You can put whatever you want in here because no one's ever going to read it. You want to know how?
Just paste in some lorem ipsum.
Yeah, Reece, you know the I Was Time Person of the Year 2007? Look it up.
Nice.
So,
no fact checking.
So you know you know how you know that no one ever reads this shit? It's because after you send them your resume, they're going to ask you to fill out all that information again anyway on their online form.
Oh, excellent.
After doing this
Just to
50
make
to
sure.
100 times, you may be invited to an interview where you get to tell them that information a third time.
Yeah. Gotta make it clear to them.
After this, you'll be offered a position that is about 1/3 of the advertised pay. And then what do you know? You got a job. Wasn't
That
that
sounds
easy?
so easy.
But
That sounds so easy.
it's no wonder that everyone wants a job.
Everyone wants one.
Everyone's
has
got one. Everyone who
Everyone's
needs
got
one has got
one.
one. Even people who don't
Some
need one
people
have
have
one just
multiple.
because they enjoy them.
Some people have multiple.
People just love jobs
They
that
just
much.
want all those jobs.
They just want
There's
more.
too much free time, and they think, "Fuck, I could be working right now." All this free time, I'm not converting into monetary value and labor for my.
All this
for
time, I'm
someone
not
else.
creating.
I'm not doing it.
All this time,
I
I'm not
could be
creating monetary
giving back.
value. I'm not
I
creating
could be
more
giving
jobs
back to a single person.
for other people, so other people can have more jobs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's such a good.
Where would we
system.
be
I
without
love
jobs,
our world.
Reece?
I love a society. We would be in the dark ages, is what we'd be.
Yeah, no one had a
we'd be
job back then.
relying- Yeah, we'd be relying on the person on like our landlords in order to strong arm the king into giving us sovereign peopleship.
Yeah, unlike now, where that definitely doesn't happen.
No, that definitely.
Unlike
doesn't
now,
happen.
it's a
We are
completely
very
different
free now.
system.
We're very free. We're totally free.
So you know,
we love our society.
so it's been a little while since our last pod, Reece.
Mm.
Yeah, so some stuff's happened. Like, do we care about any of it? So
Well, I mean, one thing that happened like over here, which I find quite interesting,
Mhm.
is the whole not able to work while you are like unvaxxed.
oh no, what are they going to do without jobs?
I know, no idea. They might become podcasters. It's too dangerous. They can't risk it. They'll undermine the society of the fabric of society. But yeah, one thing that I found interesting was the talk about we're not discriminating or anything against people with jobs, people without vaccines and everything, but and we're not saying that you have to get it. But the thing is, under capitalism, if you don't work, you die. Pretty much.
Just say that you have to get it. Just cut the bullshit. That pisses me off more than the
Yeah.
Just get on with
the thing is that if they were serious about the fact that you don't actually need a vaccine in order to live, then that means that you must need some kind of welfare system only for the unvaccinated.
Oh hell yeah,
'Cause
bro!
if you can't get a job, then you
Fuck.
can't live.
Dude,
you can't pay your
you're
rent,
telling me
you
all I
can't
got to
pay
do
by
is
food.
not be vaccinated and I can get free money to not work?
I reckon it's the only solution. If the government wants to keep their promise of saying that you have the freedom to not get vaccinated without, dying under capitalism, then they need to introduce a welfare system for the unvaxxed.
Dude,
it's
you're
the
onto
only
something.
solution
This
to
is a false
keep their
flag.
promises.
All these anti-vaxxers
I
like,
know.
oh no, don't take away my job. Not my job.
Yeah,
They're the ones pulling the
So I
strings.
reckon that's what they should be pushing for. They should be pushing for that, and then we can finally keep our promise and have a free society.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So
that's a logical conclusion. What else has happened?
so Neil Young is quitting Spotify.
Yeah, lol. Who?
Neil who? Who the fuck?
Neil who?
Okay,
Neil,
boomer.
More like Neil Old.
Neil Old.
Neil fucking boomer. Yeah. Got him,
Fucking
got
boomer.
him.
What is Spotify going to do without
Yeah.
you? Yeah, because you know why he's quitting
No,
Spotify?
he's gonna think he lose so much.
Because Joe
Yeah, why?
Rogan, the guy that didn't believe in the moon
Oh.
landing until 2010,
Joe.
is spreading misinformation. That guy.
Wow. Just like, dude, touch
The
some
Bigfoot
grass.
guy. Yeah, that guy is spreading misinformation.
He thinks
On a
he's
podcast
fucking
of all
Live
places.
Aid. He thinks he's changing the world. He's like, I'm making a stand, just like Bono, just like,
Who?
the famine in Ethiopia, just like, Live Aid. I'm going to make a stand by boycotting Spotify.
Yeah,
I'm gonna start a
Bono,
movement.
Cat Stevens, like all of these are. Who else? I don't know any. I don't know enough
he
boomer
needs-
activists.
There's Bob Geldof. Is he still alive?
Who?
I don't know if Bob Geldof is still alive. I don't know Bob Geldof.
No,
Well, he might have been Me Too as a pedophile. Who knows? A lot
Maybe.
of them were.
yeah, I bet Neil Young's a
Yeah,
pedophile.
R.I.P.
No
Bowie.
fact checking. Yeah, Bowie jet packed out of here at the right time. Got to go, guys.
Yeah. It's like, what 13-year-old? Bye. So what else would be in the news? Like, because that's not news. That's not news.
No, Russia's invading Ukraine once again. Not news.
Oh, yeah.
Hasn't this been happening
Yeah,
for the
I mean-
past 5 years continuously?
is pretty awkward situation because we're like, yeah, we're totally going to defend you against Russia.
No, we're not.
When Russia was like a collapsed Soviet Union and we just wanted to get rid of all the nukes in the world.
Yeah.
So like we
gave up on that pretty quick.
Yeah, we promised an alliance with the Ukraine
Mm-hmm.
if they did total nuclear disarmament. And they did do a total nuclear disarmament. And we're like, all right, cool, we did our goals.
Oh, fuck.
Shit.
Yeah.
Russia basically calling the West's bluff.
It sucks to suck. I mean, just saying, like, they could have said no. They could have said, actually, guys, we're going to keep them.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is that the West really wanted to get nukes from these collapsed, like, the states that were vomited out of the Soviet Union because they didn't want some rogue terrorist to grab it. They didn't want the plot of every Modern Warfare game to happen. Basically. And, it might have happened because Ukraine did have a whole load of nukes in it. So it might have happened,
So they could have at least hid one or two, I think, no, I'm sorry, but it sucks to suck.
Safe in, like, the government building.
Yeah.
I mean,
what can I say, fellas? What can I say, fellas? Like, you did this to yourself. And that's why, like, is anyone going to defend Ukraine? Well, no.
I mean, I'm not even too sure how many Ukrainians don't want to be annexed by Russia,
Yeah, I don't know.
I reckon they probably love Russia over there.
Yeah,
They're
I bet.
close enough to it. They're closer to Russia than they are America.
Yeah, that's for sure. I bet it's only like the rich capitalist sorts in Ukraine that like, oh no, we like being the ones who oppress our people.
Yeah, we like the ones who are like having all the ties with the West. Yeah, I bet it's that. I bet Russia will march in and they'll greet them with open arms. A bit like, Austria with the German Empire in pre-World War II with open arms.
What?
Oh, and when Hitler first went to Austria.
Oh, yeah. They loved him. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. I was trying to work out where you're going with that one.
Yeah. Same sort of thing, maybe. Who knows? No fact checking. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Oh, I got I hear some more news. Have you got any news first before I steal the mic?
I don't have any news. Yeah, steal the mic.
Super people are breaking up. I know. Our favorite band, our podcast favorite band is breaking up.
Not a fan.
They're breaking up. Yeah. They did their first ever show.
What happened?
They did their first ever show last night. And it was so good.
Oh, hell yeah.
It was so good. It was so lit that they're never going to do another one ever again.
Was it like Travis Scott level lit, or was it like...
Bro, like like the body count of the Soup people?
Yeah.
The Soup people at the Fitzroy Garden? Like, they don't report it in the media. They won't report it in the media because all the people who died were anti-vaxxers.
I bet they won't.
They were all, so you won't hear about it in the media. But yeah, it was by far the most deadly concert of our time.
Oh, yeah. Damn!
In fact, I got a chance to catch up with the Soup people after their first and last gig. So we're gonna play. We got a little interview. We're gonna play that for you now, and I think that's at the end of the show. Really, about like yeah.
Let's sign us up with the Soup people.
Sign us out with the Soup people. Welcome back to the take two. Welcome back to the Degenerate Show podcast. I'm here on stage at the Fitzroy Workers Club with our favourite band, a friend of the show, the Soup People.
Thank you for having us, Mr. Alaska.
Introduce yourselves. Who have we got here?
I'm the voice-broken Soup God.
Yeah.
And I'm Soup Demon.
Soup Demon, Soup God. So I'm here to ask you what the questions all the fans want to know. Why?
Why Soup?
Why Soup People?
It kind of started off as a joke. As some people might know, we're all from indie bands throughout Melbourne, in a couple of projects here and there. And as we were going away recording an album once, which you can find on Spotify, Plaza TRG.
Plaza TRG. You like some kind of fucking indie rock?
I'm sorry, are you guys sponsoring us this week?
I don't know.
No.
Perhaps not.
Yes.
Yes.
But we were recording an album for that, and in our time away, we were just having a lot of fun making jokes about the fact that there was a Watch Mojo video for Top 10 Soups.
Yeah.
We just thought it was
that's where it all
absolutely...
began, right?
Yeah, and we thought it was ridiculous. So while we were there, we made one song.
Top 10 Soups?
We made top 10 soups. We made half a Top 10 soups.
Shortly thereafter, Melbourne went into lockdown, and we had to lock ourselves in, and as a bit of a birthday present for one of the members,
Chase McSoup.
Chase
Chase
himself,
McSoup.
we finished off the song, added another verse, made a video for it in lockdown.
Yeah.
And then from there, my birthday was next. They surprised me with one.
Yeah, that
was 11 to 20.
11 to 20.
And then it was the next person's birthday. This gentleman, this distinguished fellow, we made a song.
Soup God received.
That was the tale of the crack soup.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, the
and
crack
then-
soup,
The spin-off.
And then after that, there was one more, 21 to 30. But at that point, we had sort of, myself and Super God had sort of decided we wanted to be a bit ridiculous and make an entire
Yeah,
album out
yeah.
of
That's
it.
when that's
21 to 30
We
was one of
already
the
got
last
an EP
songs.
then. So 21
Yeah.
to 30, is that like, so Watch Mojo obviously came back with a sequel, right?
No, I don't actually
Maybe
think they
once they hear the songs, they'll come back with the
did.
sequel.
Maybe.
So
But no.
I noticed in your hit single Top 10 Soups, you list about 5 soups.
Yeah,
What
no,
are the
it's-
oth-
I think
are
we
the
list
other
2.
five?
It's
We
up
list
to
2.
the-
We list chicken noodle and tomato, and that's about it.
Was there a bacon in there? Well, chicken noodle, that's 2. You got chicken soup, you got noodle soup.
And chicken noodle. So
Yes,
3
that's
there.
3.
It's a Venn
Tomato,
diagram.
we're almost there.
We're almost
there.
No, it's up to the listeners to read between the lines and figure out what
I
the
see.
top 10 soups are. You know, if you get it, you get it. If you don't get it, you don't get it. As simple as that.
Yeah, fair enough. You're not gonna stoop to the level of the listeners, right? They got to work it out for
They
themselves.
got to work. They got to work as hard as we did.
So I noticed you just recently broke 1,000 views on Spotify. Congratulations!
Woo!
You got
Yeah.
you got the number to show up now. How about
We
that?
do.
It's-
On arguably my least favorite song.
Yeah, Demon's
Soup
least
opera.
favorite
Soup
song.
opera.
Yeah, did you
I-
push that one? Like, you know,
I think it's got a non-intentional clickbait title.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
of the ABC. Oh, I think it's a French show, but it was on ABC back in the day. Soup opera. Soup opera.
Which we sampled. And yeah, it was hilarious because we had noticed the first times it was getting listened, it was being added to like playlists
Yeah,
for
playlists.
schoolies.
People we didn't know.
Yeah.
Random
So
people
random
added it to playlists.
18-year-olds
and we're
adding
like,
it to their
what the
schoolies
fuck?
playlist. I thought
Yeah, it was
quite
called.
funny.
Was it Schoolies for Toolies?
There was a schoolies one. There was a Get Shit Done playlist or something.
Yeah,
Hell
finish
yeah,
that
wow.
essay, bitch.
Finish that essay, bitch. Yeah, that was a good playlist to be added to.
dude, yeah, you're getting some viral traction on arguably the worst song on the album.
I know. If only they discovered the rest.
Yeah.
come
Now,
on.
I do got to say, like, after the live show, I mean, like, I said this before, I'll say it again, but Soup Ascension, better than most music. better than most music.
Yeah, as we did say, it is probably our favourite song.
It
to play.
is.
It is a lot of fun.
It's a really good song.
When I first discovered you, like, I was like, oh, these guys are taking the piss. And we get to Soup Ascension, like, what? This is actually good. What the fuck? Like, you got the like melody and the verse and the chorus there. That's genius. Like, can you give us an example for the listeners?
Of the song?
No, yeah, just sing the hook.
You do it. I can't do it.
I don't have the auto tune on.
Oh no, we can put it on in post. It's
Oh yeah,
okay.
we'll put it on in post.
Yeah.
How does it go again?
Maybe
one day we'll be fine. Maybe one day we will find our soup. Maybe one day I'll make you proud. Maybe one day we won't be afraid. We won't be afraid.
And then with the guitar solo after, it's,
Oh.
Oh, it was beautiful.
it's stunning.
It was one of those songs that kind of got written in sections. So
Yeah,
I had
it
written
was-
the ending as a separate thing,
True,
and then I
true.
sent it across to this distinguished gentleman to my right.
Yeah.
And this was while he was away, rather. And I said, just write a very 80s, as the most 80s song you can.
Yeah, 80s was the
He
80s was the
made it in
goal.
GarageBand on his phone.
So
Yeah.
you came up with the beat then, right?
he made pretty much the
he
whole
made
first
half.
song.
He made half. I made half. Fuck.
You made arguably the better half.
No, come on.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
so the lyrics there, they're quite deep, you know. Maybe
They
one
were,
day we won't be afraid. Maybe
Yeah.
one day, not today. Maybe one day people won't be afraid.
It's a hopeful song.
They
it's
were
looking forward.
the lyrics were freestyled while I was actually making soup. I wrote the beat on my phone. I was bored while cooking, so I was like, oh yeah, I need to make this song, and so I just like was trying to figure out the melody and just singing random words until they came together, and then I recorded that,
so
sent
the
it
soup
over.
was kind of like, it was actually a real song with the
Yeah.
soup was kind of, you had to fit on the album,
It's
right?
method acting.
So that brings me to my next question. I was going to ask, are you guys real soup fans or are you soup imposters?
No,
Yes.
I actually
it's
eat like
Well, this gentleman is Balkan.
I'm
and a
from
lot
the
of
Balkans, and I literally, if I'm eating with my family, before every dinner we eat soup. It's
Yeah.
like it's.
You are really the soup people.
I really are the soup
I
people.
quite
See,
like
I just had to separate the soup fakers from
Yes,
the
well,
soup real, you know?
That being said, we don't discriminate. If there are soup,
if you don't
if there are
eat
not,
soup,
I mean, if you're a
you can
soup
still
hater,
listen.
I don't know if you can come.
We're
But
gonna
if you're
convert
an
you.
intermediary soup participant,
I like soup
then
as much
that
as the
should
next guy. I'm not a soup head, you know.
it's it's understandable. It's not everyone's favorite dish.
Yeah,
It's a bit wet. It's a bit on the wet side.
It's probably one of
That's
the
kinda
wettest
one of the core
dishes. Top
constituents.
10 wettest dishes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it might be.
Watch Mojo hit me up.
Top 10.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
so I was gonna ask. So pumpkin soup might be the most widely wildly popular soup in the world.
True.
What's the secret? What's the secret to perfect pumpkin soup? What do you
Perfect
do?
pumpkin
Never
soup.
made pumpkin soup in my
Get
life.
good pumpkins, I guess.
Is
Probably
good.
start
You got to
organic.
start with the best ingredients.
I suppose. I mean, there's like.
Are you an
brothier-
onion man or a leek man? You know.
I think
You kind of need a bit of both.
Yeah,
I
see,
mean,
that's strange.
hang
because
on.
I asked my dad when I was a little youngin making pumpkin soup, and he's like, "Oh no, you can't have onions and leeks." And I
Oh.
just
I mean, you
believed that for the
can.
rest of my life. What
think
you
a
telling
good
me?
potato and leek
I'd
soup should
put
have some onion. in
You're
it.
most-
telling me.
pumpkin
living
and
a
onion.
lie.
You may have been living a lie. The good thing about soup is that you can just chuck shit in and I know who the fuck.
Some
cares?
soup is better than other soup, though. You know.
Some soups are more
There are
equal
better
than
soups.
others.
Have you
That's
had?
true.
What's the worst soup you've ever had?
Probably piss from a gutter.
Is that a soup?
Is that
It's-
a legitimate?
yeah.
Is the answer?
No. Worst soup I've ever had. I don't know. Soup, I like it as a very vague term, soup. Like anything liquidy in a container can be soup. Maybe a water bottle soup.
I've had a particularly strong goat soup. I like
goat
I
soup?
quite like goat on its own.
Young thug soup.
In curries and stuff, but yeah, it was a goat soup, and it just kind of smelled like rotting meat. It wasn't great.
Didn't hit.
I'm sure if I'd like blocked my nose, it probably would have tasted okay. But
No,
the
'cause
smell
you
alone,
wouldn't be able to taste
I
it.
mean, what is it? Smells like 70% of flavor, so
Probably.
or something like 30.
Soup's 100% of flavor.
I had vermicelli noodle soup from like Richmond.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was trash.
Vermicelli.
You didn't like it?
Sorry?
No, I don't know what was up, but like it was supposed to have egg in it, but instead of frying the egg and putting it on top, they just mixed the egg in with the water. So it
No,
was
that's
like,
a
Like
normal thing.
just the yolk.
oh no,
No,
the whole
whites.
egg. No, it just was.
That's
it was
like what
gloopy.
they do with,
it was like
Yeah, that's
it
like
was
chicken sweet corn soup.
translucent.
That's
Oh,
like chicken
I was
sweet
not
corn
a
soup.
fan.
Oh.
But I couldn't read the menu because it was all in Chinese. I was like,
Uh-huh.
I'll have that one, so I got it, and I felt like I couldn't complain because I probably got exactly what I ordered.
Probably. Yeah, you know, some soups you gotta require an acquired taste. Depending where you're from, you know.
I've got a
Especially.
controversial question for you.
Oh.
Cereal. Is cereal soup?
Yeah, fuck it. Why not? Oh, no. It's in a bowl and it's wet.
That's a fair point. I mean, it depends on the cereal.
True. Okay. So which
It depends
cereal
on the
would be
cereal.
considered soup?
I mean, most of the ones that you submerge.
Wheat
think-
Bix.
Wheat Bix, I'd say, isn't.
Oh,
What
okay.
about
You
like
could,
fucking-
But Wheat Bix, I mean, Wheat Bix is about the Wheat Bix itself.
True, it's just
Mhm.
like
And then
a
you just
gravy
you make
on
it
a
a bit-
meat.
Yeah, exactly. Except if the meat like soaked up the gravy and became
Yeah.
squishy.
Yeah, that happens, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
I'd say Wheat Bix aren't a soup, but
Yeah.
there are. I mean, Fruit Loops could be a soup.
So
or
Wheat Bix
Cocoa
is the
Puffs,
line.
anything.
I reckon I draw the line at Weebix, yeah.
Fellas. So this is the first soup people gig.
It is
Would
probably
this be the last soup people gig?
for a little while.
Yeah,
The band's on
mean,
hiatus.
it's unlikely.
Well, it's not so much hiatus, so much as like just unavailabilities.
Yeah, you know, I'm on the other side of the world.
Yeah,
Mm.
and I mean,
It's truly
It would
auspicious
be-
that all three of us find ourselves in the city today.
Yeah,
I know.
that's kind of sus.
stars have aligned.
It's
but
all
yeah.
Uncle Adam's fault.
Next gig in Regina.
But it has been hard. Sorry? Thank you for doing the lighting.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. You did an excellent job.
You're
Thank you so much.
literally the fucking best. Thank you.
We're just thanking the lighting engineer for doing an
How's
How's
incredible
it feel
job.
got to be stars? Everybody else is pecking down your stage.
Oh,
while we're here
I
talking
feel a bit
shit.
Yeah.
useless. I feel
I feel like
pretty
I normally
shit,
do, to be
honestly.
honest.
Yeah, I don't like feeling like I'm not doing anything. I'm not contributing.
Yeah, you're
Oh, you're
creating content.
creating culture.
I'm
Yeah,
creating
yeah.
content
That's
for the
fair,
Degenerate
that's
Show podcast.
It's fair. All the
But
degenerates out there.
so where do you have any merch? Can the people buy any merch from the soup people?
Not right
In
now.
the soup aisle of any supermarket.
True.
That or
I don't know. I
don't
mean,
know, are
if
there
you
any-
DM soup people, we can send you a design if you want.
You just send
We
them a
haven't-
signed Campbell's soup
Yeah,
packet.
yeah, yeah.
perhaps or like a instant noodle packet with our names on it or something.
Yeah, true. Maybe.
I got a song pitch.
Uh-huh.
So you know how people be like, oh yeah, I'm off a pack. You know, I'm off a pack of that Betty White.
Yeah,
They'd
yeah.
Be like, I'm off a pack of that chicken noodle. The Campbell's chicken noodle.
Yeah, we super mid.
You think it got legs?
I
I'm
mean,
not a
we
soup
could.
person, but you know, you can have some.
It could. It's got potential.
I think it's got. I mean, yeah. Considering what else we've written about, there's no reason that couldn't be a song.
We've written about some pretty rubbish stuff.
Yeah, that's what I
Written
love
some
about
rubbish
it.
stuff rather as well.
It seems like there's like some lore going on in the Soup People album.
There is
There's the
deep
Soup
lore.
Lord.
It is
He's
a,
like a bit of an ongoing character.
It's a bit of a concept album.
It is. It
I'm
is
not
a
sure anyone's figured it
surprisingly
out. I'm not sure
conceptual
anyone will
album.
figure it out. Do we want to review? No.
We should.
No, don't reveal it.
Don't reveal it.
I don't know. I've never
All right.
thought about these questions before.
It's real.
No one's ever asked you the real questions.
No
They
one
just
has
wanna-
ever.
They want your top 10 soups, but they don't go deep.
No.
And the soup
That's
man
all the
lore.
face
No,
value
it's
for them.
Soup
asking
Lord.
what your soup, not why your soup.
Yeah, absolutely.
The basic gist of it is it's a bit of a cyclical story.
Yep,
It starts
yep.
off the soup god has a dream. He creates the universe with it.
Wills the soup universe into
Into
existence.
Wow.
Then you've got primordial soup. You've got then
Soup.
you've got top.
Soup Ascension.
No, that's
Yes.
after top 10, isn't it?
So
No,
top
no.
10 soup.
Oh, is it?
Is
I
this
can't
like, you know,
remember the
like in anime that always have like categories and rankings of things, and the Bible's kind of similar. Like, you know, on the first day God created this, on the second day God created
Yeah, a
that.
little
It
bit
could
like
be.
that.
That part's kind of a bit ambiguous.
It's sort of like
It was supposed to be his
It's like the
discovery.
10 Commandments, but it's the top 10 soups.
It's like the 10 Commandments, but if Moses found them one at a time, or rather 3 at a time.
I
three
like
at
that.
a
That's the
time.
anime
3.3
version
at
of
a
the
time.
Bible.
3.3. Yeah.
3.3
Ten
recurring
over
times.
3 at a time.
Yeah, so he finds the soups, he ascends, and then the world
ascends.
lives in greatness. That's soup
It-
web,
it-
soup
yeah,
hub,
soup web,
Soup
soup
hub.
hub is
They're
the
the
pinnacle of soup.
pinnacle
you
of
know?
soup life. And then
Yep.
from there it all goes downhill.
Goes
There's soup
downhill.
dogs, soup crime, soup
Soup
monkeys.
demon rears his
He's
beautiful
gets
head.
red crack soup, yeah.
Yeah,
soup.
It
there's
all-
a real degeneration
It
of
all goes
society.
downhill.
Yeah.
And then from there, the soup judgment.
Soup
Soup god
judgment.
has to wreak
Oh,
havoc.
he
He
comes
destroys
back.
the world.
Yeah,
and
wow.
then it's back to square one.
He's-
So
It's
where do you go
goodbyes.
from here? That sounds like such an epic story.
It is, and
It
honestly,
is.
we're
I
not
don't-
sure if
yeah.
it is going to continue for at least
It's-
for a little
we're
bit.
gonna
No.
leave- it's
There
gonna-
is there's some
it's gonna
more
simmer.
there's some more stuff
You
coming.
think that
brought
the
it to
soup
the
well
boil.
has been tapped dry?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Maybe
I'd
you
say
have to write
tapped
some songs
dry,
about something else.
but I think if we're going to be doing more soup, we may have to branch out into anthology or like
Yeah.
little
Yeah, like
sub
pumpkin
stories.
soup. It's
Yeah, like pumpkin
uh,
soup.
It's an alternate. It's a different cycle of the,
Yeah,
the
it's
soup.
different
unrelated
soup
to the
cycle.
and unrelated to the official soup cinematic universe timeline.
True. I think it's kind of canon.
Yeah,
Half
Yeah.
canon. It's
It's non.
canon of soup.
Yeah.
So I'm out of questions. You got any last words for the people? Anything you
Okay.
want to say?
Stream soup people.
You heard it here
Stream
first.
Soup
Stream
People.
Soup People.
Yeah.
So Super People on Spotify, self-titled album.
Yeah,
People on
yeah.
Spotify.
Eponymous or
We're on a
whatever
couple
the
of
fuck that
other
word is.
platforms as well. iTunes,
What a-
Amazon Music. I think.
Apple Music.
if you're one of those people who uses
Apple
that.
Music. Are we on
Apple Music, I
Fuck
believe
off.
so.
It's all.
I think we're on
thanks to
everything.
The power of DistroKid.
Yeah, support local music. Support local business.
Yeah, support local
Be good
soups.
people. I guess.
Be good soup people.
Yeah. Fellas, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks
Thank
for
you
coming
so
down.
much
Thank
for
you for
coming
having us.
down.
Thanks for coming to
We're going
our
to leave you
our
all
gig.
with some live footage of Soup Ascension for all the unlucky souls who couldn't make it to the first and last Soup People gig.
for a
We
while. for a
honestly
while.
should have marketed it like that. Maybe
should
more
have.
people would go.
Would have been more of a sellout show than it was.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, this is a brand new
Yeah.
band you've probably never heard of. Oh, no, they're broken
They're
up
gone.
Oh,
already.
so
No
fuck
more.
you.
That's just our energy here at the Degenerate
Yeah,
Show,
yeah,
really. But they made it for our 100th episodes. You know what else can we ask?
So honoured to be on the
100th.
100th
That's
episode.
a special
I mean,
occasion. That is a very special
Really,
Can't
occasion.
it's,
believe
it's
it.
lined up. The stars have aligned.
Oh, it's
Truly.
beautiful.
Oh, back to the Perth studio. It's been
All
a
right.
pleasure.
Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you.
Baby,
just fucking happened. Stocks and shares and everything went down, and crypto is like dead. Thanks,
Dead.
Bailey. Yeah,
Aren't we all
sunk
glad
all
that?
our-
Aren't you glad you listened to this financial advice podcast?
Yeah, we sunk all our money into developing degenerate coin, and
And look at us now.
I look at us now. I think this is a sad way to end the 100th episode. Hopefully, the 101st episode is a bit better because we're now quite bankrupt. We might have to get a job.
Jeez, Reece, don't do this to me. I will never cave.
All right. Well, I think that's it. So, see ya, everyone.
See ya, everyone.
Thank you for coming to the 100th episode. We have been the Degenerate Podcast. Welcome and goodbye to 2022.
Remember, wear a mask.
Woo! Wear a mask. Get vaxxed. Stay free. Soup, 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 soup.